Amazon killed a new Stargate show, and they had a reason. It wouldn't appeal to new viewers. Too much lore and history. Too high a barrier to entry for anyone who didn't watch 17 seasons of television in the early 2000s. And honestly, that's not a crazy argument. Stargate has a lot of continuity. The Goa'uld, the Ancients, the Ori, the Asgard. If you weren't there, that sentence probably means nothing to you. But here's the thing. That problem is completely solvable. And the fact that Amazon didn't think so says more about their lack of imagination than it does about the franchise. Because Stargate has already solved this problem twice. When Atlantis launched in 2004, it didn't assume you'd watch 10 seasons of SG-1. It gave you new characters, dropped them in a new galaxy, and let you follow along from day one. The lore was there in the background for fans who knew it, but you didn't need it to enjoy the show. Universe did the same thing in 2009. Completely new cast, completely new premise, a crew of strangers stranded on an alien ship. You didn't need to know anything about Stargates to follow that story. This is literally the Stargate formula. New entry point, same universe, both audiences served. Think about how you watch a show like Game of Thrones. You don't need to know every name, every faction, every piece of history to get invested. You need one character to follow, one story to care about. The rest fills in around you. A new Stargate show could give new viewers exactly that. A fresh protagonist stepping through the gate for the first time, discovering a universe that longtime fans already know intimately. For new viewers, everything is a revelation. For old fans, every callback is a reward. That's not a barrier, that's a feature. Now we live in a completely different information environment. If a new viewer watches an episode and doesn't know who the Ancients are, they're 30 seconds away from a wiki, a YouTube explainer, or a Reddit thread that breaks down 15 years of lore in 10 minutes. Fan communities have already done that work. It's all out there, organized and searchable. Stargate has an incredibly active wiki. It has dedicated YouTube channels. It has communities that want new people to find the show and get into it. The idea that a newcomer would hit a wall of unfamiliar lore and just give up, rather than Googling it, assumes an audience that hasn't existed for at least a decade. Here's where Amazon's argument really falls apart. The open threads from Stargate universe like, what happened to Destiny? Did Eli survive? Aren't just fan service for existing viewers. They're compelling television premises standing on their own. A character stranded alone on an ancient ship billions of light years from Earth, racing against time to save himself. That's a gripping story. You don't need 15 years of context for that. You need a writer who can put it on screen, and new viewers discovering that story would naturally want to understand the universe it came from. That's not a problem. That's called building an audience. Amazon's concern was new viewers. Fair enough, but the answer to "this might be hard for newcomers" isn't cancellation. It's good writing. It's smart structure. It's the thing that every successful franchise sequel, spin-off, and continuation has figured out how to do. The show being developed had original creators attached, people who spent years making Stargate accessible to new viewers every single time they launched a new series. That was their job. They were good at it. Canceling the project doesn't protect new viewers. It just makes sure nobody gets anything. Amazon's concern wasn't unreasonable, but the solution to lore-heavy sci-fi isn't to cancel it. It's to trust the writers who already know how to make it work. Stargate built new on-ramps twice across 17 seasons. It was ready to do it again. And if a new viewer gets lost along the way, they'll Google it. That's what people do now. Amazon's entire argument rests on an audience that doesn't exist anymore. If you think Amazon got this wrong, make some noise in the comments. Because right now, silence is the only thing agreeing with them.